Jackie.
There's so many people waiting to watch it.
But so what's the problem? We can't get on live?
Look said that he was working on it, said that something was wrong with cast.
The cast, the computer.
I can just get it up and on. I don't know how to do it.
I get nervous every time they do something. What's up, Coach? How you doing, my friend?
What's up, Bob? And we welcome you into the Raleigh County Convention Center. Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. We apologize for a little bit of the delay we had, but Eric, it's better late than never as we're ready for Beckley and Oak Hill. The Flying Eagles 1-2 on the year. The Oak Hill Red Devils, this is their first game of the regular season. Oak Hill starting a little late than what they normally do. They had a couple of games scheduled to play Princeton and Pikeview, and those were postponed because of the weather, so this will be the opening act. For Beckley, they got to find a way to bounce back off of that tough loss last night, coming up short to Capital by 1 point.
Yeah, no better way to bounce back and to get another rivalry game under your belt at your friendly, well, not so friendly confines of the Raleigh County Convention Center, where they've dropped the last two by a total of 3 points. But I think this team, I saw a lot of positives out of the game last night from the Beckley squad, and now with the Oak Hill team, Mayor, starting out on the first game, it's just they don't know what they have as far as, getting out on the court and getting going.
Well, first of all, the Oak Hill team, you and I had an opportunity to watch them in the scrimmage over at Shady. They played a very good Wyoming East team that afternoon. And, of course, Conley is a spot-up shooter, and we know how well he can play. We also, Antoine Hicks, we know how good he is. And then some of the other players we'll see as they blend in through the course of the game. For Beckley, when you take a look at their team, they're 1-2. They're averaging 52 points a game, and they're giving up 52 points a game. And as you stated, they've lost 2 home games or 2 losses on the final possession, and they had a chance to win each game on the final possession. And I had a short conversation with Beckley coach Ron Kidd. He said, yeah, we gave the game away last night. I had the ball, a 3-point lead, turned the ball over 3 straight times. But here's the thing. And, I always believe you are what your record says you are, but a play here or there, Beckley could easily be 3-0.
Yeah, and you're exactly right about that. And the thing is, I'm going to reference back to Oak Hill. You stated we covered them in the scrimmage at Shady that we did, a full day of scrimmages. And we came out of that viewing certain teams a certain way, and then when the season started, it totally flipped. So, but there's one thing that came that I got out of that Oak Hill team from the scrimmage was Brent Connolly can really, I think he could go off and be a 20-point scorer a night if he would stay consistent. And they also had the Caleb Compton who hit double figures. So, but one thing that they did, they had some balance in that game, and they scored 61 points. And you just said Beckley is averaging 52. So right off the bat, that could be problematic, and Beckley will have to come out with some good defense.
Yeah, one of the things we got to mention, one of the best single nights of a Beckley player was Preston Clary, the night he had last night of scoring 32 points. And actually he had a career high on Saturday in the win against Buchanan of 26. He comes back last night and goes beyond that career high with 32, and he shot the ball well from the floor. He shot the ball well from the line. He did everything, but when I say but, that's great, but Beckley's going to have to find a second and a third option on offense.
Yeah, and they have some capable players, and now it's just as they didn't close those games and make those plays, that bothers those players way more than it does any fan or anything like that. And you play the game to get better each game, and I think a lot of those things are correctable. You can learn to close out. You win as a team and lose as a team, and I guarantee you the 32 points that Preston
Clary
scored,
had, yes,
that he scored, I think that he would give up all those points to get the victory.
No question. Beckley's already went off the court. Oak Hill going through the warm-ups. We'll see if we can go to a commercial break in the Window World pregame show, and we'll see. Apparently not. Like I said, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here, as we don't have our regular producer, the heavy hitter. He's on his way. But let's see if we can go to a commercial break. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
they're not the biggest. But with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett with Window World of Beckley. Are you dealing with those cold winter drafts through your windows? Is it causing your energy bills to rise? If you answered yes, Window World can help. Instead of dealing with those old drafty windows another year, call Window World of Beckley today. Yes, we work all year. Our windows are Energy Star efficient and designed to resist extreme weather. Make the smart investment with our no interest for 15 months. Call Window World of Beckley today.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
We gave a future driver a first look and asked what he thinks makes a good truck. These trucks aren't just for today's drivers, they're for future ones too.
There's a compartment here, great leather seats, a bunch of charging ports, has everything pretty much.
Now it's your turn.
Since I'm too young to do business in the front, I have to do party in the back.
Come to Midstate Ford and drive off in a new truck, cool enough to earn backseat approval. Midstate Ford, home of the Big John deals.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. Moments away from getting the ball game started, Oak Hill and Beckley, and of course always been a big rivalry, Eric, throughout the years. And for Oak Hill, I was talking to some of their coaches and some of their fan base, and this is kind of rare for Oak Hill, their very first game to be with Beckley.
Yeah, and that's a tough one to open up with. You'd like to get a couple of games under your belt, but all these basketball players for Oak Hill probably tired of practicing there, and they want to get out in front of a crowd, and I think it's a nice crowd filing in, and looks like we got a few viewers watching, so let's get the ball up in there and get it going.
Yeah, and Eric, another thing too for the Oak Hill Red Devils is that not just opening up with Beckley, but the fact they're opening up with Beckley, and Beckley's already played 3 games, 2 on this court in which they haven't been successful yet, and then the 1 win on the road. But for Oak Hill, they'll be back on this court in the Little General event next Monday. They will play Charleston Catholic, and then they will play either Princeton or Winfield on Tuesday. So they'll get maybe a little head start on those teams by playing this game tonight when they play in that Little General event on Monday and Tuesday of next week.
Yeah, it's always good to get in, and people talk about this venue, and it's the closest thing you can get to shooting in an arena like the where the state tournament is held. And it takes a little bit to get used to, but Oak Hill, few of these guys have played enough games on here to know how to handle it.
And, Eric, one of the things we talked about when Beckley lost by 1 point, heartbreaking style last night to Capital, and you and I both agreed to this, and I think most basketball fans would also agree with what I'm about to say, the fact that if you were pulling for Beckley and that was such a gut-wrenching loss, you're glad that you're turning around playing 24 hours later, that you don't have a week to have that kind of sulk in or sink in, or kind of marinate in that loss, that you can turn flip the script already the very next day.
And that is the good thing on basketball versus football, right?
Yeah.
You lose in football on Friday night, you have that whole week. You got to watch, you got to hear people talk about the game for 5-6 days, but basketball, it's on to the next one. And tonight you get a victory. Everyone forgets about that loss last night.
Well, the two things that Beckley has always been in the last 30, 35 years have been noted for, they've been very successful in this building, and they've averaged around 70-plus points. Well, so far this year's team has not done either. They haven't won a game yet in this building, and like I said, they're averaging only 52 points a game.
Yeah, things that you're not usually used to, but it only takes one game to get it turned around. And if you're Beckley, these young men are probably looking to get that monkey off their back and off the snide, so to speak, all those old cliches that you say. And if one win can do that for you.
Well, I know it'll be a Merry Christmas in the Kidd household, but it'll be a merrier Christmas if Beckley can get this win, because no one wants to go into the Christmas break off a loss.
Yeah, and then once you get this victory, because you have a big week ahead next week when you're back in this venue in the battle for the Armory.
But you know what? I like the scheduling, though, for Beckley, and I think this is what all these teams are starting to do. They're starting to play these big games early, kind of find out where the measuring stick, where you are here in December, because we all know it's not where you are at the end of December, it's where you are at the end of March. But this helps get you maybe to the end of March.
Yeah, and if you look at that game last night, you could tell both teams, both programs with Cookie and Coach Cookie Miller and Coach Ron Kidd respect one another, but between the lines, it was a good battle. It was a tough loss. Whoever lost that game was going to be a tough loss for them, and it just happened to be the Flying Eagles. But you want that early on, and you can see what Coach Cookie Miller's doing with Capital, not dodging in. He's already scheduled Parkersburg South.
Right.
He's going to play GW probably. He's got Beckley twice. And that's how if you're wanting to win a state championship, you have to play games of that caliber.
And another thing, Capital this year will be in Class AAA. Now with 4 classes, this is the first time Capital is not in the big class.
And you know what? And I think population-wise, that's probably good for them, and they'll be a tough out. I know Bridgeport came in preseason #1 as they were in football, but in basketball, man, by the time March rolls around, somebody can just get hot and catch fire. And that Capital, they were deep. They were 10-11 deep. They had enough firepower to get it going.
Well, we got a nice little crowd as the crowd continuing to come in this final game before we get to the Christmas break. Of course, next week we'll have the little general tournament. We'll have all the games on video productions. There's games Monday and Tuesday of next week, the 29th and 30th at 2, 4, 6, and 8. And Bill O'Brien and Mark Montgomery will have the 2 and 4 o'clock games. Eric and I will have the 6 and 8 o'clock games. We're getting ready to have the playing of the national anthem. And then after the playing of the national anthem, we will have the starting lineups between 0-0 Oak Hill, their first game of the year, and 1-2 Beckley. So we'll keep it here as we will have our producer on hand momentarily, but waiting for the heavy hitter, Nick Eskins, to make his way into the building. And there you have the playing of the national anthem. Like we said, this is the opening act for the Red Devils for the 25-26 basketball season. Their head coach is Andy Keys, and Erica, you have their starting lineup.
And they will go this way, Maris. They will go with Ivan Perdue, Caleb Compton, Brent Connolly, Craven Austin, and Amari Thompson.
And for the Beckley Flying Eagles under head coach Ron Kidd, they'll go with Gage Burdett, Lucas Rainey, Preston Clary, who had a sensational game last night. His career high of 32 points in that 1-point loss. Also Clark, the young man, Kingston Clark for Beckley, and also A.J. Thomas. So once again for Oak Hill, it'll be Purdue, it'll be Compton, and it will be Thompson, and it'll be Conley, and who am I missing? And actually they've decided now, they said they're going to start Tom Jones. Now they didn't give that. And actually, Eric, I got these starters right out of the book.
Yes.
So that's what was in the book. So it'll be Tom Jones will get the start. So even though that was in the book, apparently, obviously, a change has been made, but we got it in time.
Well, you know how that works. Coaches change on the fly.
Yes, they do. So Beckley being introduced. So, Eric, if you are Coach Keys, it might be hard to what you might expect from them since they haven't played a game yet.
Yeah, but you know they've already scouted this Beckley team, that having been able to watch them, through video productions or whatever. Got to be prepared. Beckley came out with a little more pressure last night against Capital out of Makes, so got to be prepared for that pressure.
And Eric, I mentioned this in the broadcast last night right off the bat. Beckley looked like they had a little extra ump in their step, a little more juice to start last night's game than they did the Greenbrier East game, and I think they got to start fast again tonight. But they've got to find a second and third scorer that can help out Preston Clary because, as good as he was last night, it's hard to expect him to do that night in and night out.
That's tough to do night in and night out. People don't understand how hard it is, to score that many points a night. But Preston did it the right way last night, Marison. He spread the wealth, he shared the basketball, and he let the offense come to him.
It'll be Conley in the center circle for Oak Hill. Of course, Beckley, in every game they play, they're always last to break the huddle, Eric. They're getting that one extra, extra motivation, extra little something from the Beckley huddle as we get ready to have the opening tip. The opening tip of the ball game is brought to you by Scotty Brown, your local State Farm agent in Shady Spring, West Virginia. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You can dial up Scotty Brown at 681-238-6130. It'll be Clark against Conley in the center circle. Everybody's ready to go. Got a nice crowd. Students behind us, Eric. Everybody's ready, and we are ready to go. Oak Hill's first game, Beckley 1-2. Ball in the air, and we are underway, and the tip will be controlled by nobody, and we'll do it again. I don't think I've ever seen that, right?
Yeah, I've never. You have to re-jump it.
Yeah, re-jump it as 3 seconds came off the clock. So it'll be Preston Clary for Beckley.
And Hicks.
And Antoine Hicks will jump. And, of course, Clary with a huge height advantage here as Hicks is even kind of laughing about it.
But that doesn't always mean constitute who's going to win the jump.
And that time, in this case, it did, though, didn't it? So Beckley will get first crack at it. And Rainey for three, and he left it short. And Conley will clear the rebound for the Red Devils. Oak Hill quickly up the floor.
Yeah, Oak Hill likes to push the pace when needed, and they have the guys that can really get after it offensively.
Here's Hicks for three. It's short. Battle for the rebound. Conley keeps it alive, and we got a whistle and a Beckley foul.
And that's going to be whistled on Gage Burdett, and that'll be his first. And both teams starting out with the long-distance shot, not able to no one answering the call on the long-distance threes.
Yep. They didn't have the right number on the calling card for these first threes, did they? The ball comes way out high to Jones. And, Jones has a big height advantage on A.J. Thomas, and Jones playing on the perimeter. You think he might take A.J. Thomas in the post.
Hey, and Jones is skilled. I love his game as Oak Hill dials up
There's
another
a three
one.
by Purdue, and it won't go. Here's Burdett. Burdett looking over the defense. Attacks, they cut him off. Preston Clary, 26 and 32 points in back-to-back games. Saturday, the 26-point night at Buchanan, 32 last night in the 1-point loss against Capital. Rainey thought about the three. Nice head fake, and he'll draw the foul, and that'll be a common foul. Beckley will have to take it out under their own basket.
What a great ball fake by Lucas Rainey right there, and not settling for the jumper and about to put it on the deck and picks up the foul.
Conley gets whistled for the foul as they be side out for Beckley. So that will be Conley's first, and that will be the team's first.
Each team has one early on.
Here's Clary. A.J. Thomas on the baseline drive. And now Clary, who made a living doing this last night, and he picks up where he left off, driving into the lane to score. Beckley comes out with the pressure. Ball's deflected and stolen.
And that's what one thing that they've added in this first couple of games. They've been able to pressure after the score.
Here's A.J. Thomas on the drive. Down low to Clary, lays it up and scores again. So right now, Eric, Preston Clary's been a scoring machine for Beckley.
And great assist, way to drive the lane. If you're A.J. Thomas, and it may get, I thought he may have had a steal right there on the overplay.
Beckley had great pressure on the ball. And Coach Ron Kidd, I'm sure today in practice they worked on a lot of different things. And once again, Beckley looks like they're starting this game with a great defensive intensity. There's a block shot by Clark. Here's Burdett on the move. Burdett down the lane, puts up the short shot, and it goes.
Good body control by Gage Burdett, not picking up the foul.
Hicks back the other way, and he scores with the left hand.
Nice finish by Hicks in the open court.
Yeah, you got to like, too, how quick Oak Hill got the ball out of the basket, up the floor, and got to the basket.
Well, they gave Beckley a little bit of their medicine because scoring after, you can't celebrate against either one of these teams. You got to get back on defense.
Here's Clark, try to go back door, head and shoulder fake. It looked like they had to cut in the back door, just maybe didn't get the pass there. A.J. Thomas on the drive into the lane, puts up a shot, counted, it goes, and he's fouled. A.J. Thomas off the dribble with the basket, and he'll get to the line to try to polish off a three-point play.
And a good take by A.J. Thomas that time. The foul was whistled on. I think that's going to be Purdue.
Yes, and that will be his first, team second, and A.J. Thomas will try to polish off a three-point play. Free throw on its way, and it's good. Beckley extends the pressure after the made free throw by A.J. Thomas. Hicks is in trouble, and A.J. Thomas steals it and goes in, has his shot swatted. What a nice play that was by Compton. Here's Conley. He'll spot up and shoot a three and hit right down the chute. What a big turnaround for the Red Devils.
And a great defensive play by Compton, not giving up and conceding the layup.
Yeah, it looked like Beckley's going to get a two on one end. Oak Hill gets a three on the other. And Beckley turns it over, and that's a problem, Eric, in these first three games. Turnovers for Beckley.
Yeah, and the most inopportune times, too, like live ball turnovers leading to runouts.
As Compton left that three ball short. Here's Burdett with it. Rainey will spot up from downtown. It's short, tipped up by Preston Clary. Up and in. What a nice play by Clary. Here's Compton quickly back the other way. Beckley's got him trapped. He finds Jones, a nice pass to Conley, who shoots and scores with the left hand.
And I love the Jones. I love Jones. He sees the floor well. Great dish and finish by Conley.
Burdett off the drive.
5 straight for Conley.
Yes. Rainey thought about the three. There's a bump and a foul, and that's Conley's second personal foul.
And the same exact play, too. He's closing out a little too out of control on the three-point shot.
Yeah, so Austin, who we thought was going to start, will now check into the ball game as Conley will have a seat with 2 fouls. Wines has checked in, and Jones, well, Wines hadn't checked in yet. He got to the scores table a little late, but Jones does check in.
And Isaiah Jones looks promising freshman. Played some good minutes for Beckley against Capital last night. He has a lot of room to grow as a player, but got a big upside.
Burdett into the lane, spins, fall away, left it short, tipped back out to Burdett, and the ball is thrown away. Beckley another turnover. Here's Jones, the big fella.
Who can dial it up from distance.
Yeah, he thought about it, didn't he?
He can dial it up from distance.
Compton off a screen. Hicks with a nice step and puts the shot up, and it's short. A.J. Thomas with the rebound. Coming up on the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. Clary off the dribble into the lane. They cut him off, and Hicks with great hands and a nice steal. Hicks trying to go coast to coast. He goes in, and he misses the shot, but the follow-up won't go. And that was a good play by Burdett to get back in traffic, and now Hicks commits the foul, I think, in frustration.
That's a frustration foul all the way, as Preston Clary was able to get the rebound. And way not to give up an easy layup as Burdett got back in transition, Gage Burdett, and was able to force a tough layup, and the turnover didn't hurt Beckley.
So Wines checks into the ball game for Beckley. Robinson also into the game for Beckley. And, of course, Jones is going to find himself out of the game quick if he doesn't tuck in, because we had that last night. If you want to stay in, you got to tuck in, right?
And that's the way it should be.
Yep. Beckley working it around.
And if you're Beckley, you got 4 fouls up on Oak Hill right now. And you gotta do what you did last night. They were able to get to the free throw line 17 times and cash in on 14.
Burdett has his shot rejected. What a beautiful defensive play by the Red Devils. Here's Compton in the open floor. Compton with the pass. Beckley gets back defensively. 3 is put up. No good. New player into the game. It's Farrell, Chase Farrell, that put up that 3, but Oak Hill will keep the possession. And Farrell will have it now to set the offense. Chase Farrell in, and also the new player into the game, as we mentioned, Austin. Jones on the drive, and he's fouled by Robinson. So that'll be a Beckley foul.
That'll be Robinson's first and the team's second.
So even though, Eric, we got off started quick like we did last night in scoring, the scoring has kind of calmed down a little bit, and Beckley will also dip into its bench. New player into the ball game. And let's see, it'll be Teron Thomas. And the ball is knocked off of Jones. I thought it was off his leg, but apparently not, and Oak Hill will keep it. So both of these teams will play on this court next Monday and Tuesday in the Little General Tournament. Beckley will get Wyoming East
yes,
at 8 o'clock on Monday. Oak Hill will get Charleston Catholic at 2 o'clock Monday afternoon. Here's Purdue, thought about the 3. Compton will dial it up from downtown, and it's short. Robinson with the rebound. Here's Thomas in the open floor. Thomas attacks the basket, and he's stripped. Another turnover for Beckley. Compton races down the floor, into the lane, off the glass, left it short. Robinson with the rebound. Coast-to-coast action, Eric, but we've been stuck on 11-7.
And both teams are doing what? Getting back great in transition.
Robinson will dial it up from downtown.
And you know he's streaky, but he is the kind of young man that can heat up real fast.
Beckley's doubled him up. A football score, 14-7, coming up on the final minute of quarter number 1. Compton lost control of the ball. Ball goes to Purdue here in the corner. Jones will dial it up deep and hit.
Yes, right on cue. I'm telling you, that young man, I don't think he takes enough shot in the flow of offense.
Yeah, that was a silky smooth shot. He pearled that one in. And here's a steal by Compton, taking it away from Clary. Compton on the move, attacks the basket, puts the shot up. Clary with good defense forced a wild shot, and Wines will get the rebound for Beckley.
And maybe they'll hold it for 1. 25 seconds left in the quarter.
Robinson said, when you shoot threes like me, what do you mean hold it for 1? We're going to hold it for 3 as Robinson dials it up from downtown. You know how they play today.
That's the way they play. And that was just one of those me saying it because we knew it was not going to happen.
Right. Here's Farrell with the final
contact.
7 seconds. He got fouled a couple of times. He didn't call it. Here's a 3.
Short.
That's going to be way short. A run out. Can they get the shot off in time? Count it if it goes, and it won't go. But a really exciting good quarter as Beckley leads Oak Hill 17-10 here on Video Productions. We'll keep it here because we don't have the ability at this point to go to a commercial break. So while we got a minute, Eric, maybe you can give out the individual scores.
Yeah, and Preston Clary right on cue out of the 17 points, coming off a 32-point night last night, led Beckley with 6 points in that quarter, and Jaden Robinson off the bench had 6, so that's 12 of the 17 for the Beckley squad. And for Oak Hill, they knocked down 2 threes, and Brent Connolly's leading the way with 5 points out of the 10 for the Oak Hill Red Devils.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Exit Elevation Realty, Luke Richmond, the broker, Steve Morgan, the associate broker. You can check them out on the website at exitelevationwv.com. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, you want Exit Elevation. Also, the game tonight is brought to you in part by Edward Jones, your financial advisors, and there are 4 really good Edward Jones financial advisors in the Beckley area: Brooke Dempsey, Heather Cantley, Ben Worley, or Tracy Houck, and they'll help you prosper with your finances. Ready to start quarter number 2. 17-10 is the lead for Beckley. Beckley scored the first 6 of the game and looked like they were going to run away and hide. They got up 9-2, and 7 points, that 9-2 and this 17-10 lead, Eric. Those are the 2 biggest leads of the first quarter for Beckley.
Yeah, and if it had not been for the timely 3 by Tom Jones late in that quarter, Beckley would have a double-digit lead.
So here's Compton as Oak Hill will have the ball to start quarter number 2. Farrell around the screen. Good ball movement by Oak Hill. The big fella Jones splashes down another, his second 3 ball. He said, I might be a big fella, but I can stroke it from downtown.
Well, I said it at the top of the broadcast. He's very skilled, and I don't think he shoots enough.
Ball is tipped, and it's saved, or is it?
Had 1 foot outside the line, but great hustle.
Great hustle by Compton. And that's the one thing right now, Eric, Beckley, I thought, has got really good energy, playing good on both ends of the floor, but they haven't been able to shake them. They got that lead, and then Oak Hill's hanging right in there with them.
Oak Hill, you're not going to shake them. Oak Hill is really going to play hard to the end, especially in the first game in a rivalry game.
Robinson's feeling it. He dials it up again. That one time it's short. And Farrell clears the rebound for Oak Hill.
He second-guessed his shot. He didn't catch it clean.
Shoot it immediately.
Yes, when he caught it clean, you got to fire it. But they bond some great minutes for the guys that started the game.
Compton, he's in trouble. Now finds Jones. Jones off a screen. Can he make
check.
it 3 for 3? He got it. His third 3 ball, and the Red Devils have started this quarter, Eric, in the first minute and a half of the second quarter on a 6-0 run. 2 3 balls by Jones.
And not just threes, deep threes.
Clary directing traffic. Thought about the 3. Put it on the deck. Spins. They cut him off. Robinson open for 3 and hits. And you're right, Eric, that time no hesitation. When he caught it, he let it fly and right down the chute.
Third 3 of the first half for Robinson.
Jones way out high now, isn't he? Nice pick and roll into the lane. Little short shot, needs a roll, and good. That's a nice play. Is Austin able to score?
And so Jones has scored and assisted on the last
3 possessions.
4 counting the last possession they had of the first quarter.
Here's Jones for Beckley with a turnaround, and he knocks it down.
Okay, a lot of contact for Jones to fight through, and that's what the young fella is going to need to do.
Here's Compton. Down the lane. They cut him off. And back out to Farrell. Compton open. 3 ball on its way. Too strong, and the rebound is Thomas for Beckley. That is Teron Thomas. He'll find Preston Clary. Wines will dial it up for 3. That's going to be short. You can tell the minute it left his hand, that was going to be short. Here's Purdue. Farrell open for 3. The trail man, it won't go, and the rebound to Preston Clary.
Thomas really pushing the pace.
Cut him off. Robinson says, how about a heat check for me? And he knocks it down.
And
how about that?
Bears, he did not. He caught it and did what? Shot.
Right.
Didn't think about it. He knew coming off the little screen that he was going to fire that one.
This equals Beckley's largest lead at 7. Glad you're with us here on Video Productions. Maris Lowry, Eric Thomas.
So last night, Beckley had 4 threes the whole contest. They have 4 in the first half.
Yes. And what, Robinson's got 3, right?
No, all 4.
All 4?
So he's in double figures off the bench. And you said you needed another scorer.
Yep, maybe they found one. Once again, a nice pick and roll play and a good job by Austin to score again. They ran that play the last time too, Eric, and able to score with Austin in the lane.
And Oak Hill's equaled their point total.
As Beckley turns it over, we got wholesale changes. Clark, Thomas, Burdette and Rainey will check in, and we'll have a timeout on the floor. So we'll tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Hart's Cabinets. Hart's Cabinets is located at MacArthur, West Virginia, and they have quality custom cabinets, and they're a proud sponsor of local sports. You can dial them up at 304-252-2917. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley, and they're having futuristic bowling on New Year's Eve. They still have lanes available, and you can reserve your lane now by calling Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328. Also, the game tonight brought to you by Infinity Coal Company, located at Sophia, West Virginia. We appreciate Infinity Coal Company being a proud sponsor of local sports. You can check out everything you need to know or want to know about Infinity Coal Company at United Coal Company's Facebook page. And the game tonight brought to you in part by Pasquale's. Pasquale's Italian Restaurant has all your favorite Italian dishes, plus sandwiches, salads, and seafood. Catering and private parties available. You can book your next event at Pasquale's by calling 304-255-5253. Out of the timeout, Beckley, Eric, pretty much with wholesale changes.
And the thing that I revert back to, you referenced earlier, it seems like Beckley is in total control of the game, but yet Oak Hill hanging around, and Oak Hill's really doing what they need to do to stay in the contest, answering with big threes and big possessions after Beckley gets a run.
So Beckley will show full court pressure as Purdue will bring the ball up for the Red Devils. And now Hicks back into the game. Hicks off a screen, they double team him. And Conley back on the floor, Eric, after he committed 2 fouls in that first quarter.
Yeah, that kind of took him out of the game, and that's the young man that they need to get going. He had 5 quick ones and then picked up 2 fouls and had to sit out.
Here's Hicks with the spin move, good Beckley defense. The ball's knocked free, and they had him tied up, and now they commit a foul.
Got a little overzealous once they had him trapped, and I think they're going to call that on Kingston Clark.
They are. That'll be his first, and just the first foul of this second quarter. So the Red Devils will inbound with Hicks on the baseline. 3.5 to go till halftime. Beckley's biggest lead has been 7 on 3 different occasions. The lead's 5 now as Conley has it. Jones lost it for a minute. I was going to say he's too close.
Yeah.
He was at the foul line. He's got it back behind the three-point line.
Both teams are playing good on-ball defense.
Here's Hicks shaking and baking. Good defense by Burdette. Jones trying to get around and create space, and he does, and able to shoot over top of Clary. And Preston Clary said, what about the forearm? And Jones able to get away with it. Boy, he's heated up for the Red Devils.
11 points for Jones out of the 22.
Cuts Beckley's lead to 3. Here's Rainey with it. Burdette open 3 ball, left it short. And Conley with the rebound. Red Devils can tie with the 3. And Jones might be the guy to do it. He passed up the 3. They knocked the ball out of his hands. Good play by Rainey. Nice defensive play.
And he got away with saving the ball back towards the other team's basket.
And dials up a 3. It won't go. And there's a rebound by Oak Hill. Conley comes out of there with it.
Last 2 open looks, misses. Oh, nice
beautiful
dish.
Pass, and the layup is good, and that's a beautiful play. And Austin able to finish, and just like that, the Red Devils have scored 6 in a row and cut Beckley's lead to 1. Ball's turned over. Oak Hill with a chance to get their first lead of the contest, and they'll go in, and they won't get it, as there is a foul. As Purdue was like, it's so loud in here, I didn't hear the whistle. I wasn't sure they called the foul, Eric.
And they got Gage Burdette on the hacking them in the act, and Oak Hill right now on a 7-0 run.
Well, it was 25-18. It's a 6-0 run, and they have a chance to tie or take the lead here at the free throw line. And the first free throw is good, and that ties it up. Now they're on a 7-0 run. Oak Hill has not led tonight.
That was a little foreshadowing for me.
Yep, as Purdue gets another one, as Compton checks back into the Oak Hill lineup. So with 2:08 left in the first half, if Purdue is successful here at the line, the Red Devils will have their first lead of the game. And he does, and they do. So Oak Hill with their first lead on an 8-0 run from being down 7 at 25-18 to take a 26-25 lead with the 2-minute mark, and Hicks will be whistled for the foul.
And that's one you'd like to have back if you're Anton Hicks, because there was no need. You're playing good defense. Yeah. That was just one of those, no chance to steal that ball.
Yep.
And that's his second.
So Conley's got 2. Hicks has 2 on the floor right now. Now Oak Hill going to go a little zone, Eric.
And you know over the years how it's been with Beckley and zone.
They make Beckley start their offense much further out. Rainey off the dribble, gets in, and they cut him off. Robinson's had the hot hand. Can he continue with the hot hand? No, that's short. Compton with the rebound. Here's Hicks. Conley with a beautiful pass inside, and he got a block, and it'll stay with Oak Hill. As that was a nice pass as they find Austin inside, and the shot is swatted, but it'll stay with the Red Devils, as I mentioned.
Gage Burdett with a great defensive play right there, because that looked like an easy 2 for Oak Hill.
So Rainey will have a seat. A.J. Thomas back on the floor.
And Beckley seems to be stuck on 25 the last probably 2 minutes of the contest.
Austin into the lane with the left hand, needs a roll, won't get it, tipped around, and Robinson comes out of there with a good rebound. Coming up on the final minute of the half. Right now the Red Devils on an 8-0 run. They down low. Good ball movement. Robinson open for 3, in and out, won't go. Austin with the rebound.
And that ball did everything but finish, right?
Right. Here's a 3 in the far corner. It won't go. Battle for the rebound. It's loose. Robinson comes out of there with it as Purdue missed that shot, and we got a held ball, and the arrow will give it to Beckley with 46 seconds left in the half.
That's only the third. That's only the second jump ball.
Yeah.
He had one immediately at the
start
tip.
the game. Yeah. So it's an 8-0 run for Oak Hill, and Beckley, as you mentioned, Eric, they've been stuck on 25 as they led at one point 25-18. Conley will come out of the game. I think this is a really good move because he has 2 fouls. Checking into the ball game will be Noah Floyd getting his first action for the Red Devils. Final 40 seconds of the half.
And Oak Hill in this zone, this is where I think Preston Clary has to really attack the creases. Him and Gage Burdett and even A.J. Thomas. They're lanes you can drive and expose the team in the zone.
We're at 20 seconds. Beckley might want to thank Eric about holding it now for the final shot of the half.
I think probably at 9 they'll engage.
But the zone pushing Beckley further out. They've got Clary over on the side. They whip it down low to A.J. Thomas, back out to Clary. He down the lane, puts up a shot, he scores, and Beckley regains the lead. And that's how the half will end, as Beckley able to get the lead back after Oak Hill had scored 8 in a row to take the lead, and what's been a very good, entertaining first half. Just like last night, just like last week when we had the Beckley game, as we watched that last replay. At the break, it's Beckley 27, Oak Hill 26. We will take our halftime break and come back and recap the first half after this on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, grab me one too.
And we bring you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. The heavy hitter has made his entrance into the building. Mr. Nick Eskins, Jackie Moon on camera. And Eric, tonight's game kind of resembles a little bit like last week. The game you and I had with Capital and Beckley last night and the Beckley Greenbrier East last week. Beckley got off to a good start. They scored the first 6. They got up 9-2, and they led by 17-10 at the end of the quarter. They also had a 7-point lead at 25-18, but the Red Devils came roaring back and scored the next 8 to take a 26-25 lead. And then right before the half ended, Preston Clary able to score to give Beckley a 1-point lead at 27-25. 26. We'll take a halftime break here in the Direct Choice Halftime Show. When we come back, we'll go inside the numbers, and we'll do it on the other side of the break here on Video Productions.
Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
Merry Christmas! 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 Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas from Fan Clinic.
Merry Christmas! 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 Merry Christmas!
From our Access Health family to yours, Merry Christmas.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
At the break here in Beckley, it's a 1-point Flying Eagle lead over Oak Hill, 27-26. We're going to go inside the numbers, and inside the numbers are brought to you by Direct Choice. Direct Choice pre-owned vehicle lot located at 4631 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley. They have West Virginia's best selection and the best prices of all their pre-owned vehicles. Direct Choice proudly supports all local sports and local student athletes. Also, inside the numbers are brought to you by Allstate Insurance, located at Market Road in Beckley. You're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with Lori Richmond as your agent. 304-252-8646. For the numbers of the first half, here's Eric.
Okay, I'm going to give you scoring by a quarter, Maris, and this shows you how closely contested this game is. Beckley outscored Oak Hill 17-10 in the first quarter, and Oak Hill outscored Beckley 16-10 in the second quarter. Both teams have made 4 3-pointers, 3 for Tom Jones and 4 for Jaden Robinson from Beckley. The difference in the ball game is Beckley has just a slight more balance in scoring as they're led by the 12 points of Jaden Robinson. Preston Clary still having a hot hand with 8 points. A.J. Thomas with 3 points. And 2 players, Gage Burdett and Isaiah Jones, with 2 each for Beckley. And for Oak Hill, as I stated, Tom Jones has 3 3-pointers and 1-2 to lead the way with 11 points. Craven Austin off the bench to come in and score 6 points all in that second quarter, gave them a much-needed lift. Brent Conley, who I think is one of their best scorers, had 5 points, but all 5 in the first quarter as he picked up 2 fouls early on in that first quarter. Anton Hicks with 2 and Ivan Perdue with 2 as he went 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Beckley is 1 of 1 at the free throw line.
And, you know, Eric, we talked about it on top. Beckley's averaging 52 points a game. They're giving up 52 points a game. They're pretty much on pace to be right there, aren't they, at 27-26, right?
Hey, after a while, you know, we watch a lot of football and analytics and a lot of basketball. Right. Numbers don't lie.
Right.
And you know, you have enough body of work, really, for this Beckley team to know that 55.
If you get to 60, Beckley probably going to win most of their games, right? Because they don't score much after that.
It's one of those.
All right, we'll take another break here in the Direct Choice Halftime Show. Beckley up 1, 27-26. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Ready to turn your passion into a career? At New River Community and Technical College, we've got the programs to get you there. Dive into our food service and event management program. Learn skills from kitchen basics to business budgeting and become seasoned for success. Or if the great outdoors is calling, answer it with our outdoor recreation program. Receive hands-on training that readies you to lead, inspire, and explore. Whatever you're passionate about, we have a path for you. Visit newriver.edu today. Start here. Go anywhere.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With Compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
We gave a future driver a first look and asked what he thinks makes a good truck. These trucks aren't just for today's drivers, they're for future ones too.
There's a compartment here, great leather seats, a bunch of charging ports. Has everything pretty much.
Now it's your turn.
Since I'm too young to do business in the front, I have to do party in the back.
Come to Midstate Ford and drive off in a new truck, cool enough to earn backseat approval. Midstate Ford, home of the Big John deals.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Ready to start the second half. Beckley up by 1, 27-26. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. If you have a plumbing issue or heating issue, the only number you need to know is 304-253-HELP for Modley's. Well, Eric, this game is taking the shape and the form of the game, like I said, we had last Tuesday with Greenbrier East, which Beckley lost by 2, and shape of the game last night, which Beckley lost to Capital by 1.
It definitely is shaping up that way. And I think here in the third quarter, I think one advantage of not playing that Oak Hill has is you get early on in the season, this Beckley team could you could see a little bit fatigue maybe set in here in the third quarter. And I think that's why Coach Kidd dipping into his bench early in that first half may help.
Well, you know, Eric, we talked about that last night. This is Beckley's third game in the last 4 nights. They played Saturday last night and, of course, here again tonight. Here's Jones on the baseline, head and shoulder fake. Little hesitation in that shot, and I knew that's the reason the shot wasn't going to go, because the hesitation by Purdue.
Yeah, anytime you think too long, you're thinking wrong. Let it fly.
By the way, on press row, one of the Oak Hill greats, Stuff Lynch, is about 4 feet to my right as A.J. Thomas gets inside and scores for Beckley, and Beckley with a 3-point advantage.
And A.J. Thomas with his 5th point.
And, Eric, I know that you know Stuff Lynch as well as I do. Boy, he was a great one back in the day.
Yeah, not a lot of those guys, they cut out of that mode. As A.J. Thomas put some pressure on Hicks, and that's an unforced error right there.
Yep, Hicks turns it over, and the crowd's giving it to him, aren't they?
Yeah, they're letting him know that was not a very good basketball play, but the young man will bounce back.
So Beckley with the ball and up 3, and this is something last night, you know, Eric, Beckley had the ball late in the game as that ball's knocked out of bounds. They had the ball up 3, and they couldn't get separation between them and Capital. Yeah. Can they get separation in the second half between them and Oak Hill?
And the one thing that they did when they went up 3, I went back and watched our broadcast. They missed a layup and an open 3 on back-to-back possessions where they could have really pushed the lead.
Up to 7 or 8.
7.
Yeah. Beckley with good ball movement.
And making good cuts. That's what you have to do.
Rainey into the
Conley
lane.
real close to picking up
But I thought it was a good no call, good defense.
Good no call, but very aggressive.
Rainey's three is short. Clark skies
Clark
high for the offensive rebound. And now there is a foul, and that's the third foul on Conley.
Yes.
As we watch the replay.
And Kingston Clark, as you said, he climbed the ladder for that.
He did. He skied for that. You know, he had a good game that first night we did against East. He had 12 points. He since hasn't scored in double figures. He was saddled really by fouls last night. As Clark will shoot a pair. First free throw on its way and good. But he has really worked his way into the starting lineup.
Yeah, he's earned it.
Yeah, the second free throw is no good. He gets 1 of 2, but he's able to get the rebound. And Beckley gets an extra possession out of it.
And that was the snake bit Beckley last night. Maybe they can turn it around tonight.
Clary out yo-yoing with the ball.
Come on, going to get a high ball screen here.
Good job by Conley. Now, Conley's got to be careful. He's got 3 fouls. He almost committed his 4th there. Clary will dial up a 3. It won't go. Offensive rebound by Rainey. So a third chance for Beckley. And maybe Beckley turning the tide because, like I said, that's what's gone against him the last couple of nights. But this time that comes up empty as A.J. Thomas misses the 3.
2 good wide open looks. Not bad shots by Preston or A.J. Thomas. Just not able to get him to fall.
Yeah, you're right, Eric. I think Coach Kidd would take those anytime.
They had, 4 shots at the basket.
And they were open looks. And that was off one of the missed free throws. A.J. Thomas with the steal.
This could be an and one.
He goes in and lays it up and in. Beckley has scored the first 5 out of the locker room. We played 2.5 minutes. Oak Hill yet to score here in this third quarter.
And what did we say about teams that are offensively challenged? Get easy buckets.
Yeah, Compton on the drive off the glass and scores.
You're talking about a tough score. Compton that gets into the scoring column with 2.
And a much-needed basket. Here's a steal by Conley. Conley will go in and lay it in, and just like that, Oak Hill with back-to-back hoops. Or within 2, and that's another thing. Turnovers has been what's really hurt Beckley in these games. They double-team Clary. They'll go to Clark in the post. They knock the ball out. The ball's free. Beckley turns it over again. Oak Hill with a chance to tie or regain the lead if they hit a 3. Conley shoots for the lead, and it is good. And just like that, Oak Hill back in front. Wow, they scored 7 in a row just at the blink.
Blink of an eye.
Really, you close your eyes, boom, they were down 6, now they're up 1.
And that's one thing the Beckley team is not good at. They're not, they're really getting an identity, not able to close and really turn the ball, unforced errors on offense.
When they've got the lead, they've not been able to get more separation. Coming up on the halfway point of the third quarter, this zone giving Beckley a little trouble. They find A.J. Thomas at the elbow, nice pass down low. Clark with the finish. And Beckley back in front.
Good on-ball defense by Gage Burdett.
Compton around him, though, that time. They switch up. Compton in a little bit of trouble, and Oak Hill wants a timeout. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia, as Pepsi is a proud sponsor of local sports as we watch that last replay. Enjoy a ice-cold blue can of Pepsi or a silver can of Diet Pepsi or a black can of Pepsi Zero. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. If you want a good home-cooked meal, you want to go to Cracker Barrel. They have delicious home-style food that you can enjoy by the fireplace, or they also have curbside pickup. You can go to crackerbarrel.com for all the details. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by the Spartan Factory. They have hats, team uniforms, and a whole lot more. Check them out on their website, the Spartan Factory, WV.com. Out of the timeout, 3:50 left in quarter number 3. And Eric, it looks like this one's going to go all the way down to the wire. And seems like maybe that's the going to be the theme of the 25-26 Beckley Flying Eagle team, right?
Yeah, Cardi, better be the cardiac kids, because if you're a Coach Ron kid, you can't take these close games and coming away with the L.
The one thing I just noticed, and maybe you know this, Eric, I don't see assistant coach Michael Folks on the bench tonight. Apparently, obviously, he's not here.
Yeah, he's not.
Ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Oak Hill.
I hope wherever Coach Folks is, I hope he's doing okay.
Tom Jones will put it in play. into the ball game now is Farrell. He's got it now, hands it to Compton. And Burdett with a great steal. Burdett goes in, and the ball. Great defensive play by Compton. A.J. Thomas with the rebound. Finds Clary on the trail, and Clary lays it up and in.
And Clary, that gets Clary into double figures.
That started with a great defense by Burdett.
Both ways, these refs are definitely letting you play, and I like the way the game is going.
Here's Compton on a drive right down the lane, and can't get the finish. The rebound is Conley, puts it back up and in, and he's fouled and has a chance for a three-point play and tie the game. As Robinson gets set to check in, but Conley, when he's got 3 fouls, but when he's on the floor, he has been very productive on the offensive end.
Yes, and that was a much-needed, once again, a much-needed basket and a chance for an and one, as that was whistled on Lucas Rainey, and Beckley getting killed again offensively on the glass.
So Robinson will check in. Ramey has a seat. Conley has a chance to polish off a three-point play and tie the game for the Red Devils, and he does just that. So we're all even. Coming up on the 3-minute mark, quarter number 3.
Well, you got to like this. Both of these teams playing hard now, and this is that zone at the end of the half that gave Beckley a lot of trouble.
Robinson has been the zone buster. He's hit 4 threes tonight.
Yeah, but the threes that he hit, Maris, were in the context of man.
Right.
So let's see how they react to this. You can't be scared to pull the trigger on the zone, but the zone really wants you to try to shoot over top of it.
And Robinson does just that and delivers. That's his 5th 3-ball of the night. And A.J. Thomas, great defense back in transition to knock the ball out of bounds. As Oak Hill was trying to spot up with Conley in the corners, we watched this last 3-ball by Robinson. Once again, his 5th 3-ball of tonight's game.
And way to find the open crease. Engage Burdett with a nice assist.
Conley with the turnaround, and he knocks it down. Nice shot by Conley. The Red Devils are within 1.
Got to get it out of the corner right there.
And they do to A.J. Thomas. Robinson, he thought about it, didn't he? Robinson will dial up another 3 and hit his 6th 3-ball of the night. He's bringing rain. I don't know if we'll have a white Christmas, but we might have a wet one if he keeps shooting threes like that. Compton back the other way, can't get it to go.
Once again, a lot of contact, and you can't be weak with the basketball.
Nice pass to Burdett. As Thomas about lost it 3 or 4 times, the ball's loose. Burdett picks it back up and scores. And Beckley's opened up a 6-point lead. But it seems like, though, every time Beckley does open up a lead, the Red Devils come right back.
Like right here.
And we'll see if that goes. That shot's way off as Farrell puts it up, and it's run down by Jones. Clary on the move. Find the hot hand. Robinson for 3. In and out. Hart break. That ball was halfway down, Eric, and it'll be Oak Hill's ball. How did that not stay down, right?
Wow, that was a heat check, and that did everything
but go in.
I
mean, that ball was more than halfway down as we watched the replay.
Watch the replay of the 3. That's
the one before, not this last one. That's a real splash down. But this last one rattled right down in and then popped back out. Hicks will check back in the lineup.
And I think that would have made this student section go wild here.
Well, that would have given Beckley their biggest lead of the night had that one stayed down as Burdett comes out of the game. And Teron Thomas will check in for Beckley. Like I said, Beckley is led by as many as 7 points on 3 different occasions tonight. The lead 6 now in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. Ball is knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Red Devils. Side out. And here's Hicks with it.
Good switch. Beckley switching off. That's 5 seconds.
Yeah, Hicks in trouble, and he's able to get it to Farrell. Farrell in trouble. He spins out of it. Conley will dial it up for 3. It's short. Battle for the rebound.
Robinson's doing a good job on the glass as well.
He's been good on both ends of the floor.
Both ends.
And final 30 seconds of the 3rd.
I think I got to run something to Robinson. As well as he shot it, I mean, I'm going to take a layup, But if you're Preston Clary, you can drive and draw the defense. I would try to find it.
Clary with a spin move, and he throws it away. Conley, 2-on-2. Conley loses the ball. Clary picks it up.
This is a good transition time for
Robinson spots up, 3 on its way. Good! Right down the chute. And Beckley has its largest lead, 47-38. Final second of the third. Will they get the shot up in time? They will, but there's a foul right before the clock ends the third quarter. So Jones will get to the line to shoot 2. And as Eric, as you always say, as we watch this 3-ball, this is the hardest thing to do, to shoot free throws with nobody on the line. But there's Robinson as a splash down and another 3.
And I didn't see. I think that was going to be whistled on Preston Clary on the attempt. And Jones, it was into the quarter.
Well, they might put a little time back on the clock, and they're bringing Beckley back out on the floor. It's 47-38 after that 3-ball. Like I said, this is the biggest lead of the ball game here for Beckley, but Jones have put .4. So I guess now Jones will not have to shoot with nobody there.
But you're right. I always say that. That's the hardest thing to do is shoot free throws.
And, Eric, as well as Robinson has helped Beckley coming off the bench. Of course, Tom Jones started for Oak Hill, and he's really helped them. When you think of him, he's kind of like their secondary guy, but not in the case tonight as he makes the first of 2.
Yeah, an excellent player. I love his game. He could play on any team if I ever coached. The way he's real cerebral, plays the basketball the way it should be played.
And Austin checks into the game with .4 in case there's a miss for a rebound. And there is the miss, and that's how the third quarter will end. At the end of 3, it's an 8-point Beckley lead, 47-39. We'll go to the fourth quarter coming up next here on Video Productions.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from Fayette Clinic.
Merry Christmas, 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 Merry Christmas.
From our Access Health family to yours, Merry Christmas.
With Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon on camera. And Eric, we're going to the fourth quarter. Beckley leads by 8. The biggest lead there was 9 at 47-38. The lead's 47-39 right now.
Yeah, one thing I was thinking during that commercial break as I was looking at the quarter, scoring by quarter, probably the best quarter that Beckley's played all year.
I would say so.
Sharing the ball. But you've done way more basketball games than I have. And, we've had some prolific shooters that we've covered here at Beckley with Chris Daniels, Danny Bickey, a lot of great shooters.
The Rainbow Warrior, don't forget him. Mike Wilson, right?
Hey, it's Mike Wilson.
Yeah.
And 7 threes in a contest. I'd like to know
how many of other Beckley players have done that.
Yes.
I don't know that that's been the case.
You're up there.
You're up there. As Teron Thomas will draw the foul and get the line. Another thing, too, the percentage-wise that Preston Clary, the 32 points he had, and I think he was like almost 90% from the line in last night's game, and his shooting percentage was good, was one of the better single performances that we've seen as the first free throw is good.
And Teron Thomas gets into the scoring column. But, I've been impressed with this young man that's at the line because he brings energy and he plays hard defense as he is able to make 2 free throws.
Yeah, biggest lead of the game, a double-digit lead, a 10-point lead here in the first few seconds of the fourth quarter. And I think this is a danger point for Oak Hill as Hicks has it on the drive, little floater, and he scores.
And that's Hicks' first basket since the first quarter.
Yeah, it's a nice little floater that time right of the lane. A.J. Thomas attacks the basket, leaves it for Jones, and they turn it over.
Yeah, Jones has to get better hands because that was right on the money. And Ooh, a lot of contact both ways.
Yep.
Robinson gets another rebound.
Yep, no whistle. They let them play through. And that's one thing I think the officials have done a great job. They've been good on both ends. And Beckley coach Ron Kidd wants a timeout. So we'll keep it here and let you know that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Edward Jones, your financial advisors. There are 4 financial advisors in the Beckley area of Edward Jones, and they can take great care of you. That's Ben Worley, Heather Cantley, Brooke Dempsey, and Tracy Howe. And they will help you prosper with your finances at Edward Jones. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Hart's Cabinets. Hart's Cabinets located in MacArthur, West Virginia, and you can dial them up at 252-2917. They're a proud sponsor of local sports, and they do a great job as they have quality custom cabinets. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Pasquale's. Pasquale's Italian Restaurant. They have all your favorite Italian dishes plus sandwiches, salads, and seafood. Catering and private parties are available. You can book your next event at Pasquale's at 304-255-5253. And one we got to get in here is State Farm Insurance. State Farm, you're in like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Scotty Brown, your local State Farm agent from Shady. You can dial him up at 681-238-6130. Out of the timeout, Beckley leads by 8. We're not quite a minute into the fourth quarter. But Eric, we'll see, can Beckley played with the lead? Can they put Oak Hill away? They were not able to do that with Greenbrier East when they were up 7, and they were not able to do that with Capital when they were up 3 late in the game last night.
Yeah, and these are situations that build character. Got away with a double dribble.
No, he didn't. I think they caught him.
Did.
You were all over it.
You know what? The ref, he actually got away with it, but he gave himself up.
And Thomas will now come out of the ball game, and now what do we got? We got a couple of players. Well, A.J. Thomas stays in the game. And coming out of the game will be Teron Thomas as Jones has it. The big fella bringing the ball up the floor.
I'm telling you, this guy's very versatile. And any situation, he can do it.
Conley off a dribble into the lane, pulls up, good-looking shot, and got the roll.
Yeah, size advantage right there for Conley as he's heating up this second half.
So the Red Devils were down 10. They cut the lead to 6.
That was Conley's 17th point.
A quiet 17, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, because he set out most of the first half, and once again,
steal by Conley.
The turnover bug.
Jones will lay it up and in. And the Red Devils, just like that, are back in it. They've scored 6 in a row. They've cut the Beckley lead to 4. And once again, Eric, I talked about playing with the lead. Still got a long way to go. That should be an offensive foul, and it is. A.J. Thomas, a clear out with the left hand. That's an easy play to call for the officials. And things are starting to kind of unravel. Watch the play, Eric. As A.J. Thomas goes off the dribble just easily with the shoulder, clears out.
You know, he's all-state football player. And
that looked like a football
That was a football move right there.
So the Red Devils already on a 6-0 run and trying to cut into Beckley's lead more.
Yeah, 6-2 to start the quarter. Now Beckley's got everyone but Lucas Rainey that started the game out on the floor.
Compton into the lane, puts up the shot, it won't go, tipped around. Clary comes out of there with it.
And Preston Clary, 10 points tonight, but he's done a lot of other stuff, assisting on a few baskets, and just his presence opens up a lot of stuff for the Beckley Flying Eagles.
Clary has it, and Beckley will reset their offense. Clary on the drive, attacks the basket, got hammered, he'll get to the line, he'll shoot a pair.
And that's going to be on Conley, and I think that's his 4th.
You're correct. And, you know, that's just a good, as we watch this play, Eric, the replay, that's just a good old-fashioned backyard play. You're out in the backyard, you're right in the middle between the circles, you just put your head down, you attack the basket.
Yeah, and not settling for the jump shot and really being the aggressor and getting to the free throw line is Preston Clary.
And, of course, Eric, in my day, I'm sure just like yours, though, you didn't get to the free throw line on the playground. You just picked yourself up and took the ball out, right?
I don't even think that was a foul back in my day. If you called that, you might get ran off the court.
Yeah, you're probably right. Are you bleeding? Well, then if you're not bleeding, it's no foul.
Play on, play on.
So Clary hits the free throw, and that stops the Oak Hill run at 6. Second free throw on its way. He got them both. And the lead's back to 6 for Beckley. They led by as many as 10. 5.5 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
I almost picked that dribble up way too soon.
Conley's out there with 4 fouls. He has it now down low against Clary. Lays it up and in. That's a nice play. Great post by Conley, and he's able to score. Here's Clary on a run out, back the other way, lays it up and in. Beckley did a great job getting the ball up the floor, and Clary able to finish. On a give and go, Compton down the lane, but the ball's knocked out. These hands by A.J. Thomas. Great defensive play. Robinson, 3-ball in the corner, in and out. Ball's loose, and the Red Devils, Hicks comes out of there with it. Good looking shot though, wasn't it?
A great find by Burdett. As Hicks a little out of control right there.
Yeah, you gotta find your three-point shooter, right?
That's right, especially one with that hot hand. Even the 2 misses that he's had this second half have rimmed out.
Here's Conley with it on a drive, tacks the basket, and he gets an and one. Nice play by Conley as he's been really unstoppable for Oak Hill here in this second half.
And I think that's going to be whistled on Kingston Clark, and Beckley just can't seem to shake playing with the lead.
Well, Conley able to take Beckley defenders off the dribble, get to the rim, draw the foul, get the hoop and the harm, and now Conley will try to polish off a 3-point play. He's over 20, right?
Yes, and this will put him. He's at 21.
And that's his uniform number. Now he's at 22 as he cuts the lead to 3. Beckley led by 10 at one point in this quarter, 49-39. It's now 53-50. Burdett with a beautiful pass to Preston Clary, and Clary able to finish left of the lane.
That's 16 for Clary.
Hicks puts it up and in, and he'll draw the foul on Burdett.
3 the hard way, back-to-back chance for Oak Hill.
And Beckley just can't shake Oak Hill, as Oak Hill's not going away, as that will be the 3rd foul on Burdett. And Hicks will try to polish off a 3-point play and try to get Oak Hill within 2. And it's crunch time now here, coming down to the final 4 minutes of regulation. And I say regulation because of the way these games have been, is Hicks does complete the 3-point play. 2-point Beckley lead.
And Oak Hill saying, hey, Beckley, we know your MO. We have you where we want you. You don't know how to play with the lead. Let's see if they can get off the schneid.
And Beckley see if they can close out a tight game.
It seems like the flow of the offense.
Clary on a drive. Nope, they call a block. Oak Hill thought it was a charge, but Clary gets the benefit of the call and will get to the line to shoot a pair.
Wow, and this is one where Clary may have gotten bailed out. Let's watch it. Let's watch it through. I like that call. He was late getting there.
Well, you know, Eric, I think it's this. I think if they'd have called a charge, that would have been the right call. They called the block, that's the right call. That was a bang-bang play, and Clary at the line. He'll shoot a pair. First free throw is no good.
Short, those legs.
Yep.
You know, back-to-back nights. You got to get a little bend.
Well, in all 4 games, he's logged a lot of minutes, and like I said, This is the 3rd game in 4 nights.
That's tough. I know you're young, but those legs will go.
Second free throw on its way. He gets 1 of 2, and it's a 3-point lead. And a Beckley timeout, and it's going to be a full timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be right back with 3:45 remaining in regulation. Beckley leads by 3 here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
.345 remaining in regulation. Beckley with a 3-point lead, 56-53. And if you've been a big fan of Video Productions and you watched our 2 previous Beckley games, And now you're watching this one, Eric. It looks like almost the same games, only with just different teams,
what
right?
What do they say nowadays, copy and paste? That's what this game. Copy game to game, copy paste.
Beckley lost to Greenbrier East last Tuesday, 58-56. Lost to Capital last night, 53-52. Big possession for the Red Devils, 3.5 to go. Backdoor cut, and it's good. What a beautiful cut by Purdue, and he got a pass from Jones and lays it up and in, and it's a 1-point Beckley lead.
Beautiful play out of the timeout by Coach Keys, and dialed it up and putting pressure on this Beckley team. But if you're Beckley, you have to run your offense and not get caught in this, not really trying to hold it, but I think it makes your offense stagnant when you're not really trying to score.
We're coming up on the 3-minute mark. Burdett off the dribble. Robinson will dial it up for 3. He says, I'm trying to score, but he doesn't get the point. And the putback is good by Kingston Clark on an offensive rebound. What a big play that was by Clark on the putback.
But this is the end that they have to do it on. Every time they've taken a 3-point lead, they've gotten backdoored once and given up 2 3-point 2-and-1s.
Yeah, Oak Hill scored the last 3 possessions. Here's Conley. Nice, another backdoor cut, and that's a foul. And lucky that wasn't an and one, as Purdue, another backdoor cut, and Clark fouls him, and Purdue will be at the line to shoot a pair as we watch this.
Great look by Conley. Clark got caught peeking. Yeah, clearly a foul.
Clearly a foul. So Purdue will be at the line. He'll shoot 2, trying to get the Red Devils within 1. First free throw on its way is good.
And both teams are shooting it well from the free throw line.
Yeah, this has been a really well-played game, well-officiated game, well-played game, and I think a well-broadcast game. How you like that? And we must have jinxed him, right? Free throw's no good. Battle for the loose ball.
Oak Hill.
We got a foul, I believe.
They called a foul.
Yeah, Oak Hill would have had the possession error in their favor, and they will call a foul. So now, Eric, with that foul being called, both teams have 4 fouls. So 2.5 remaining. Every foul by either team will have free throws.
And the thing with that foul, 2 young men on the floor for Oak Hill have 4 fouls. So I don't know if someone on the bench keeps books for Beckley, but you have to attack 3 and 21, which is Conley and Hicks when you have the ball.
And here's A.J. Thomas with Hicks on him. Beckley running clock. 2:10 mark of the 4th quarter. Beckley trying to protect the 2-point lead.
And this is setting up just like last night.
And they turn it over just like last night. Almost the exact same play, just on the other side.
Exactly.
That
near the timeline, the same play as Capital.
Right, Eric, that play happened in front of us last night and happens almost the exact same play in the exact same spot, only, like I said, the other side of the floor.
And Hicks does a good job of keeping his hand in the zone, waiting for the crossover, and A.J. Thomas turns it over.
The Red Devils with a chance to tie or regain the lead. They've been successful on these backdoor cuts.
May got away with a travel there,
Maybe.
A little shuffle of the feet.
Maybe. Nothing there. If you're Oak Hill, you come back, reset your offense. 1.5 remaining here in regulation. They get the down. Conley in off the glass, and we're tied. Nice cut to the basket and a little soft kiss off the glass, and we're all even.
Once again, you got to be strong with the basketball.
Coming up on the final minute of regulation. Clary's the guy you want the ball in his hands. He's got it now. He'll drive to the basket, get to the rim with the left hand, and score. Nice finish by Preston Clary, and he finishes with the left hand. 50 seconds left in regulation. Well, it looks like this is going to be the kind of year Beckley's going to have all these games down the stretch. As Hicks will drive, and he'll leave it short. Beckley with the ball.
Another good no call.
Oak Hill's got a foul, and they commit the foul, and now Clary will be at the line, and he will shoot 2 with 31.9 remaining in regulation. So that's the 15th foul.
And we're going to see this drive right here.
Yeah, and see Jones didn't get over in time, and a great play with the left hand by Clary.
Finishing with the left right there is key, but these are the 2 biggest points that Clary could possibly make, even with the 32 last night, the 26 Saturday. You're only remembered for your last 2 points, and these might be the 2 biggest points of the season.
And the first one is good. It's a 1 full possession. If Clary can hit this, make it a 2-possession game. And you just want to play, if he does make it, you want to go back and play. Well, either way, you want to play good defense. But if you make it.
Yeah, but you don't want anything stupid.
Right.
Anything going to the rim, I'm not giving them an and one. I'm not saying letting them go. But
and, Eric, even if he does make this, like now, and I'd get back maybe in a zone. I would not let them attack like the way they have been. The lead's 4. Final 30 seconds of regulation. Oak Hill's got to go quick, and they'll call a timeout with 28.4, and we'll keep it here. So, once again, if you're watching these Beckley games, and especially if you're a Beckley fan, your heart might be going a little faster than maybe before, as it's a 62-58 lead. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Exit Elevation Realty. If you're in the market to buy or sell your home, you want to contact the people at Exit Elevation Realty. That's Aluka Richmond, the broker, Steve Morgan, the associate broker. You can check them out on the website at exitelevationwv.com. Also, the action tonight brought to you in part by Modley's Plumbing and Heating. If you have a plumbing or heating problem, the only number you need to know, and it's easy to remember, 304-253-HELP. Well, Eric, if you are dialing up a play for Oak Hill, you're down 4, 28.4. I think whatever play you dial up, it's got to be quick.
Well, I was going to say, and they've done real well out of the timeout, 2 passes, and someone like Connolly or it's been Connolly or Compton, they've slipped the screen and backdoored them.
And Purdue as well.
Well, Purdue got to the free throw line and scored a 2 off of backdoor cuts.
So the Red Devils will inbound, and if you're Oak Hill, no matter what you do, if you make it, you try for the steal, and then if you don't get the steal, you foul. If you miss it, you definitely got to foul.
Yeah, got to foul, and if you're Beckley, you got to get it into Preston Clary's hands. But Beckley shot it well from the free throw line the last 2 nights. So counting last night, they went to the free throw line 17 times and made 14 of them.
And if you don't want to overplay, if you're Beckley, you don't want to give up any backdoor easy layup, as Hicks will inbound the ball to our right. 28.4 left here in regulation. It comes to Compton. Oak Hill's going to have to go fast. Down to 20 seconds. Oak Hill wasting a lot of time. There's Purdue, spots up for a 3. It won't go. Clark with the rebound. They need to foul. Smart play to give the ball to Preston Clary, and Conley will foul and commit his 5th foul. He'll foul out of the game.
Yeah, and what a well of a game that Conley, he left it all out on the floor. He's going to foul out with 22.
So it'll be 2 shots for Preston Clary. Apparently that's his 4th. Apparently he's still out on the floor. As the first free throw by Clary is good. And that might seal the deal right there for Beckley, leading by 5.
Once again, we're not the official book.
Right. And they put it up there and take it off so fast. Second free throw is good, and that might do it right there. 64-58. First time Beckley's been able to score 60 or more. Final 6 seconds. 3 ball on its way. It's short, and Beckley will hang on and win this one, because there's a foul with 0.9. And after losing to Greenbrier East at home and then losing last night to Capital, this is a sweet victory for Beckley to be able to win a close game, as they will win this game tonight, and the record will even up at 2-2. Oak Hill will be 0-1, as Robinson, who had an outstanding game for Beckley tonight, will be at the free throw line for the first time.
Yeah, Robinson with 21 points off of 7 3-pointers. And usually guys that shoot the 3 pretty well, pretty good at the free throw line.
Well, you know, a win in a close game has got to be refreshing to Beckley. And the fact they've got 65 points as well. 13 over their average tonight. And if Robinson can make this, which he does, 14 over their average, and a 66-58 Beckley win. Final score, Beckley beats Oak Hill 66-58. Beckley will even their record at 2-2, and Oak Hill will fall to 0-1. We'll take a break and then come back and then get you ready for the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show coming up on Video Productions.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
They're not the biggest, but with over 100 locations across West Virginia, chances are there's a little general store near you. With brand name gas and food you know and trust, and an assortment of snacks and comforts that make you feel at home wherever you are. So as you make your way to family dinners and football games around the fire, wherever your destination, we'll get you home for the holidays.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's your turn. Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Levy, where they are right.
Back here at the Raleigh County Army Convention Center, the Beckley Flying Eagles get their first home victory, and they even up their record at 2-2 on the season as they defeat Oak Hill by the score of 66-58. This is the first of two matchups between Beckley and Oak Hill. They will play over at Oak Hill in Fayette County on January the 13th. But this was quite a game as Beckley scored the first 6 points of the ball game to go up 6-0. They led 9-2. They led 17-10. At the end of the first quarter. They also built a 7-point lead at 25-18 in the second quarter, but the Red Devils came roaring back. They scored 8 in a row to go up by 1 before Preston Clary hit a shot to give Beckley a 1-point lead into the locker room at 27-26. Back and forth they went in that third quarter before Beckley opened up a lead of 47-38, at that time the biggest lead of the game, and then they led 47-39 at the end of 3. Beckley extended their lead to which was the biggest lead of the game by 10 when Beckley got up 49-39, but the Red Devils came roaring back, and the Red Devils had cut it to 1, but they couldn't get over the hump. Beckley able to hang on and get a win, and it's got to be refreshing for Beckley for obviously a lot of reasons. One, they were able to win a close game, Eric, and two, they're able to get their first home win after losing 2 heartbreakers, and that will make Coach Ron Kidd and the staff, it'll be a much more merrier Christmas with that victory as Beckley wins it 66-58. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll go inside the numbers, the final numbers of this Beckley win, and that'll come up on the other side of the break here on Video Productions.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that. Done.
It's that easy with compliance. Compliance, we've got your back office.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro like it never even happened.
Hi, I'm Leanna Burnett with Window World of Beckley. Are you dealing with those cold winter drafts through your windows? Is it causing your energy bills to rise? If you answered yes, Window World can help. Instead of dealing with those old drafty windows another year, call Window World of Beckley today. Yes, we work all year. Our windows are Energy Star efficient and designed to resist extreme weather. Make the smart investment with our no interest for 15 months. Call Window World of Beckley today.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center in Beckley. The Flying Eagles get their first home victory as they defeat Oak Hill 66-58. Beckley is now 2-2. Oak Hill, that was their first game of the season. They are 0-1. We're going to go inside the numbers of the game. Inside the numbers are brought to you by Direct Choice. Direct Choice is a pre-owned vehicle lot located at 4631 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley. They have West Virginia's best selection and best prices on pre-owned vehicles. Direct Choice is a proud supporter of local sports and local student athletes. Also, inside the numbers brought to you in part by Allstate Insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with Lori Richmond as your agent. You can dial up Lori at 304-252-8646. Lori Richmond, Allstate. She's located on Market Road in Beckley. Well, Eric, you have the numbers of this Beckley victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about a game well played by both teams, hard-fought contest. Man, Beckley still has to find a way to shore up those turnovers late in contests and keeping teams in it, but Oak Hill battled all night, and they out of their 58 points, we'll get right to it. The scoring, they were led by Brent Conley as he had a well of a second half. 21 points in the second half. Maris was held to 5 points in the first half as he had foul trouble, but really came up big for Oak Hill in the second half. He finished with 26 points on 8 twos and 2 3-pointers and was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Tom Jones, silky smooth big man for Oak Hill, had 14 points. He knocked down 3 threes in the first half and had 2 field goals and was 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Rounding out the scoring was Craven Austin with 6 points, Caleb Compton with 2, Ivan Perdue with 5, and Anton Hicks with 7 points for Oak Hill as they fall tonight 66-58. Out of the 66 points for Beckley, they were led by 23 each from Preston Clary and Jaden Robinson, who gave them a big lift. And you said at the head of the broadcaster, where was the other scoring coming from? And I think each night it could be somebody different, but someone's going to have to step up. And boy, did Jaden Robinson do it tonight, as he had 7 3-pointers and made 2 of 2 from the free throw line for 22 points. Preston Clary, 23 points, 8 twos, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. A.J. Thomas with 7. Rounding out the scoring, Gage Burdett with 4 and Kingston Clark with 5. But here's the thing, we've talked about how Beckley has turned the ball over. The last 2 nights, Beckley has gone 14 of 17 from the free throw line last night. They shot 13 of 15 tonight.
Well, that's one place, and because it looks like Beckley's going to play a lot of close games, and you got to be good at the line, but also you got to be good handling the ball.
And last night I thought, and we don't want to talk about the loss, but this can kind of get that bad taste out of your mouth as they were able to make the plays that they needed to make down the stretch to get this hard-fought victory.
All right, for both of these teams, their next game will be on this floor in this building as part of the Little General event on Monday. Oak Hill will get Charleston Catholic at 2 o'clock on Monday. Of course, Video Productions will have that. Then on Tuesday, Oak Hill will get either Winfield or Princeton. For Beckley, they've got some practicing to do because they've got a very good team that they will face in the Little General event on Monday at 8 o'clock. They will take on Wyoming East. And then on Tuesday the 30th, they'll either play Shady or James Monroe. So we look forward to that. And before we say our goodbyes, Eric, your final take on the game here tonight.
Oh, man, I just think it was a great high school atmosphere, and this is we said copy and paste, but if the Beckley team are going to play this kind of games, you're going to get your money's worth, get you some popcorn, and come out and watch this team because they make it exciting.
Well, they do, and I've enjoyed these first 3 games, and like I said, I know a lot of Beckley fans may not want it a little too close to call, but as a broadcaster, you and I like these games when they come down to the stretch like this, and it keeps everybody engaged.
Well, and but I think this is a fairly young Beckley team,
right?
But I think this makes you, it sharpens you. I think
it makes you grow.
Yeah, it makes you grow. Even that loss, you can learn from it, and that's the good thing about basketball. And if you think about Beckley, you stated they played 3 games in four nights.
Yep.
And you're talking about hard-fought games coming down to the wire.
Last possessions.
It can only build character, and they showed some resiliency tonight. Yeah.
Well, that'll wrap it up from here. We appreciate all the help we had. The heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon on camera, of course, from my partner Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. Want to wish everybody a very happy and very Merry Christmas and Happy and Merry New Year's. I'll throw them both in there. You can have a happy and Merry Christmas and a happy and Merry New Year, right?
I'm usually happy and merry all the way through the
too.
New Year.
We'll merry up Christmas and merry up New Year's. All right, and we appreciate that. Once again, the final score: Beckley defeats Oak Hill 66-58. Good night, everybody.